That's good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I was waiting on you. This is your live. I'm going to just sit
It's
here
my
and
live.
join you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Jason's Live. Farmer Jason. The date is March 15th, 2025. It is 8:16.
I might better talk.
Welcome.
That's right. Welcome wherever you are. There are storms across the United States. So we're thinking about everybody that's in the path. Um, it's not just secluded to Alabama. It's everywhere. Saw somebody said earlier that they had golf ball size hail where
Yeah.
they were. So wherever you are, just stay safe.
Yeah. We've gotten a ton of emails and messages already. Uh, yeah, it's supposed to be pretty bad here. The only good thing about it is it doesn't look like it's going to be, midnight or anything like that for us. It's going to start pretty early.
2 to 11, I think is what it
Starts around 11 in West Alabama and starts making its way on over. So,
well,
yeah.
here we are. So, yeah, it's United States wise, and it's just moving across to the East Coast next, and
Yeah.
it's just going to be a lot of people affected. It's one of those weird storms where they say it's like a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 on the danger level. But yeah, and we'll keep you guys posted as to what's going on here.
That's right. And we're not supposed to be here. We were not even going to be in town
No,
this
we
weekend.
wasn't. That's right.
We were going to leave out yesterday and go to Tennessee and have a good weekend at Greenstalk Garden. And we had been watching the weather, obviously, and because we don't want to leave our farm if it's not going to be safe.
Right.
And we don't want to go somewhere where it's not safe. So the weather had been building this up for a week or so.
Yeah, it kept getting a little bit worse, a little bit worse, a little bit worse. And, I always, and I've said it to you guys, watch out for the clickbait, TikTok weathermen that are just wanting to put the worst of the worst out there. So you click on their videos, but there's some out there that don't do that. And, one being our real local guy, James Spann. And that drives him insane because, you cry wolf so much that people, when something serious does happen, like today, people won't take it serious because you done said it over and over and over again with all that clickbait mess. And so when he was saying that it's going to be bad, then, that kind of,
it threw up a red flag. Yeah, and, we said we're going to give it till Tuesday. This past Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, we looked at the weather and we saw that it wasn't giving in and made the decision. I mean, our hotel was booked.
Right.
We had plans to take Mary Carl to a place called Parrot Mountain Monday.
Yep.
Because we were going to make a weekend out of it. And, disappointed. Yeah. But our animals and, of course, our safety is utmost important. So we are here. My mama lives here. We couldn't leave her by herself with a 5 out of 5 storm intensity. That just wouldn't be right.
That's right.
Here we are.
Here we are. And we do have a storm shelter. We have a storm shelter here. So I'm sure that we will be probably going in it at some point today just
Jason
to be
has
safe.
All the important things already in there. Our safe with all our important papers is in there. Our water's in there. My mama was going to put some blankets in there and a pillow. She said, I said, why a pillow? She said, Mary Carl might need to cover her head. And I said, well, Mama, it's complete silence in there.
It's pretty quiet in there.
You really can't hear what's going on the outside world. So anyway, needless to say, we're all geared up and doing the best we can. And we hope that you guys are as well.
Yes.
When they say 5 out of 5, if you live in a mobile home, you need to make some changes.
Yeah.
If you don't have a storm shelter. Right. Of course, if you have a storm shelter.
That's different.
Yep. That's different.
Yep.
But looking out for everybody, and it doesn't just happen to mobile homes. I mean, our house could be blown off the foundation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and a brick house can. We know that. But just, I'd say the utmost important thing to me in weather is picking a person that we trust and we're confident in and sticking with them, not scrolling through the social media and listening to that.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 amazing local weather people. We got James Spann and Johnson,
Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson on WSFA. Um, they're absolutely amazing, and they will stay up
Live.
for 24 hours. Or like Ryan Hall. We like Ryan Hall too. But these guys are local. The thing about Josh is he's been doing it forever. So is James, but Josh is a little bit closer to us.
He's in Montgomery, so James Spann's in Birmingham. So it's
Birmingham.
kind of like we're sandwiched in between
Mhm.
those two weather guys. And when it does get close and we realize there's an immediate threat to our area, we will swap from Josh Johnson to whoever our local,
Right.
Coverage is on our area.
Well,
So,
Josh Johnson is our local coach.
right.
Yeah. He'll
providing they're not off the air.
he is in his area. I don't know how many counties Josh covers, but it's amazing because he's on there and I'm going to exaggerate a little bit, but this is the truth. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about. So Josh is in Montgomery. Now his area spans over several counties here in Alabama, and he'll be on there and he'll go, okay, now this tornado warning is in Dallas County and it's on County Road 12. There's a white church right there.
And there's an emu that lives out in that pasture. So if you've ever passed by, you know exactly where I'm talking about. That's what he does.
It blows your mind. He has to have a photographic memory.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where he is. He will tell you the school that is coming by. There's a brick house on the right. It is unreal how detailed
he must have like a master's in geography as well. Not like world geography, like local geography, because it is pretty amazing.
It is unreal how awesome he is.
Good morning, Zoe. I didn't need to call you this morning because well, Tater is eating hay.
That's right.
With her friends Moody and Mildred.
That's right.
No calf today, but so far. That doesn't mean, y'all, yesterday morning, I picked up my phone. As soon as I wake up, I pick up my phone and I look at the cameras because I can see out into the pasture.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Tater's first thing on my mind, of course, Paris too, but I don't think Paris, we know a date for Paris. 27th is pretty close. It could happen anytime, but Tater's real close, I think. So I sent Zoe a video of it. I looked at my phone and Tater is laying. If y'all saw Jason's video yesterday, then you know that he put some straw out under the Moo Mansion and she was laying under there. And I was like, oh, sweet girl, we did that for you for a reason. And you're having that baby. And I was fixing to call Zoe and tell her it's time. And I looked at my clock. I said, okay, I'm getting my clothes on. I'm going to give it 3 minutes. And if she gets up in that 3 minutes and I don't see anything, then I know she's not in labor.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the clock. And it was like a minute and a half. She got up and I said, I'm glad I didn't call Zoe because she's not in labor.
She's up.
So later yesterday afternoon, she separated herself and she was on the fence line at the far end of the pasture. And Moody and Mildred's out in the middle of the pasture. She's separating herself quite frequently. And I said, she's having the baby because she was laying down.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe said, look for her to lay on her side. I was convinced she was on her side by myself at the barn. I said, well, I ain't got time to call nobody like Jason. I'm going to check. So I crossed the fence because I did not want to go in the pasture with Moody. He might think I'm a play toy and, sling me a mile. Go all the way around the backside of the fence. And if y'all can imagine the play-by-play, Tater's laying down and she's chewing her cud. And I'm walking that fence line and she sees me and she goes, and she follows me with her head. And she looks like, if she could talk, she'd say, what do you think you're doing? And I get over there and she stands up and I was like, no calf. And then here comes Moody and Mildred. They're running. They're like,
you got something.
Here's Mama. She's giving Tater something and we're not getting anything. And Tater's, calm down. She's just checking on me. I'm fine. But I did look at an area while I was over there that we had talked about being fenced. And I think we need to get on the materials for that just to have them, just so when we get ready to get started on it, we can have them here. That was my thoughts when I walked through that area because it's so much that not only could the cows access, the goats
too
could enjoy
Yeah,
it.
I
We've
agree.
already got a fence that goes from the cows, but we
Right.
need to put a gate for the goats.
Yeah.
And they can, make it pretty
Mhm.
again. It's been mulched, but there's some undergrowth coming back. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
My wheel. Speaking of that, I have this book and it's my to-do list. So I'll write fence in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything marked off yet of our to-do list.
Oh.
And it's getting bigger. So we better start making some marks before I add one more thing.
Oh goodness. I do want to mention talking about the weather that more than likely there's going to be delays in shipping.
Oh yes.
This weather system there's going to be damage, and just hope it's minimum, but it's going to be damage across the state. So there's more likely going to be shipping delays.
And y'all know that this is a launch that happened, this in this past week or so. So there have been a lot of orders, and Jacqueline and Zach and Jacqueline's family and Zach's family are doing a good job at shipping these orders out, but they can only do so much so fast. So they're doing all they can. And if you haven't received your order yet, just know that they are working diligently, and please be patient.
Yep. And you should get an email with a tracking number too. So
once it ships.
Once it ships.
Matter of fact, Mr. Tony, Catherine's husband, has been sent to, what does she call it?
He works for Alabama Power.
He works for Alabama Power, but she called it like a holding facility or something. Anyway, they know the weather's coming, and they sent him out ahead of the storm so he can be ready whenever they feel it's safe to go out and start, assessing damage and making repairs, because it's going to happen no matter. It might not be here, but it's going to happen somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to happen somewhere. There's definitely going to be delays, so y'all please be patient with that. And once it leaves us, it's or leaves Jacqueline and Zach's place, it's out of our hands at that point. So yeah, y'all please be patient with that for sure.
Somebody wanted to know what my shirt said. Plant these for the bees. And this is some of the merch that we're talking about. It's in our latest launch. So I think it's pretty cool. I love it. I love the shirt. And I tried to make it match with Jason. And I said this morning, does this look okay with your shirt? And he didn't say anything. He said, yeah. And then I realized that he forgot it was a live day.
I've been worried about the weather.
He's been worried about the weather. He hasn't slept. And I told him yesterday, Sue Slaughter sent me a message and said, she was praying for us and hoping that the storms were okay. And I said, Sue, please pray for Jason, because he has worried about this for days on end, not slept. We ask each other when we wake up, did you sleep well? And he's been saying, no, I'm worried about the weather. And I'm like, Jason, it's going to do what it's going to do. And Zoe too. Zoe's got some ideas that I do not want her to share with Jason about what could possibly be done to help, make things safer around here. They just going a little overboard. It could get bad, but we can't do anything about it. So what it's going to do is going to do. We can just be prepared.
I was texting my buddies, and my buddy Michael Key, he's worried. He's really worried. And we were saying, it don't seem like that long ago that it didn't bother me at all. It didn't bother me. I had no weather anxiety whatsoever. And he said, I was the same way too. And I said, must be something when you get close to 50, Mike. It must be.
Well, Michael's already 50, so he's got a few months on you.
Must be a switch that flips.
Well, I don't want my flip to switch. I don't want my switch to flip. I don't want to be 50 till January. So maybe that's why I'm being the calm one in this. But I do know that, all we can do is all we can do.
That's right.
My mama told me last night, and I told her I wasn't going to tell you this, but if you saw the reel that I made about the frogs are unbelievably loud.
So this is what's funny about the frogs. And it's like a switch went off.
Yeah.
It's like one one said, "Brrr," and the rest of them just said, "Oh, it's on. It's on."
I'm louder than you.
I'm up here editing
Yeah.
upstairs right here. And it was that loud. I heard it up here. And I said, "My gracious, what in the world?" And I sent Brooke a text. I said, "Are you hearing these frogs?" And then she sends me her video immediately. And then,
Because it was so loud when I went out, I immediately grabbed my phone and started recording because it's not deafening, but it's very
it is. It's loud. Yeah.
unusual. And so Mama told me last night, she said, "Brooke," she said, "those frogs know." And I said, "No, what?" And she said, they are telling us that something is about to happen.
It
And
was
I
loud.
said, "I'm not telling Jason that." And here I am telling Jason that. And that's because he doesn't have any more sleeps before this weather hits.
That's right.
Right? I mean, it's happening. And we're in it. It's upon us. And I wouldn't tell you that the frogs are indicative of weather otherwise.
Right.
So she says.
I do want to mention a kind of big mistake that my buddy Greg Key at Hoss Tools made. I recently told you guys on a video and in a live that the next drop was going to have live plants in it because that's what Mr. Greg told me. And have y'all ever texted somebody or sent an email? And I've done it a million times and forgot a word. And I do it often. Well, Mr. Greg forgot an important word when he sent me the text. And he didn't catch it until after I'd mentioned it because he probably got some people saying, "Hey, Jason said there's going to be live plants in the next drop." And Mr. Greg forgot the word "not" in his text. He said, "For information, we are putting live plants in the box. They will get an exclusive discount code for any order of live plants they want." So he meant to say we're not putting live plants in the box. So he told me that if anybody subscribed to the subscription box because they thought they were getting live plants, to reach out to them and they will make it right. They will make it right. He said it was absolutely his fault. He apologized so much about it, and that under no circumstance that they will make it right.
They are good people and they stand by their word. And while it was Mr. Greg's mistake, I am so glad Jason did not say the wrong thing and misread it.
Which could happen.
It could have. He showed it to me. He was like, "Look, it says they will be included."
Oh,
And I
I
was thinking to myself, "Oh my gracious, what if Jason had said it and Greg had said not be included?"
Yeah, which could happen, y'all.
So, needless to say, if you ordered a subscription and you were thinking it had live plants,
and you're going to be disappointed and you don't want it anymore, please contact them and they will. Greg said they will make it right.
they will make it right.
Yes,
they will, and they will.
Yeah, they will.
They're simply the best, and y'all know that we love to support local mom and pop businesses, and literally it's Sheila and Greg.
Yep.
Sheila's his wife, and Miss Mama Hoss has recipes that she includes with some of the, frogs do
not. So you almost did it.
Frogs do not predict.
You almost did it.
Well, my mama read that frogs do predict the weather, and it's an old wives' tale, supposedly, that frogs do predict the weather. So Lynn says that they do not. So we're gonna say they do not.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Greg and Sheila are awesome people.
Yes.
So yeah, if again, I don't know how many texts he sent me yesterday.
Oh, he called. He called Jason.
He was so upset.
And I was standing there and I was like, "Mr. Greg, I hate you made the mistake, but I'm so glad it wasn't on Jason's end."
Oh gosh.
Because if somebody has to have the bad end of the deal, it's better for the owner of the company to be the one that has the.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
Frogs predict rain. Okay. Well, it's not supposed to be a heavy rainmaker, I don't think.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah, over the
I
next
tell you, I
7
haven't-
days, we're gonna get around 4 inches.
I haven't needed to listen to the weather because I have weatherman Jason here who needs to start a weather channel.
Oh no, I don't.
If all these people can go out there, and y'all, this is sad
Oh no, I don't.
because literally I could start a weather channel tomorrow. I could say,
Hey, you probably could, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of a snazzy name and I can't. Anyway, I could say that I was, a meteorologist.
Yeah.
And while I don't have a degree, I could still say I was a meteorologist, and I could make me a YouTube channel, and I could make it as bogus as I wanted
That's
to,
right.
or as far fetched as I wanted to, and I'd get a lot of views. But that is not the way to do things.
Not the way to do things.
Not the
Not
way to
at
do
all.
things.
Not at all.
Yeah. And it's just like a lot of other things, we get emails a lot of times about certain things that have happened. Well, so and so did this on their YouTube channel. Well, do you know that there may not be any scientific evidence behind that?
True.
And passing it on to us, yes, we look at it, and a lot of times we're just, we go a step further and we do our own research to find that's not accurate. It's just an opinion.
Right.
And so anybody can share their opinions. What is that noise?
I don't know. There's something going on out here.
We put Holly in the backyard this morning with Gidget and Arlo and Dixie, and we thought we were making a good decision. However, y'all can probably hear them barking. And I told Jason, I said, that might be what happens is they may start barking. And they did. So yeah, check your resources. That's exactly right. Things that we share in our videos are usually because it's things that we've had experience with and what's worked for us. And we always try to share, this is what worked for us. What worked for us may not work for you. But then when it becomes to information, oh my gosh, that's the biggest, that can be the biggest view grabber that there is, because it's simply an opinion and we all have one, and we could all go out there and share our thoughts, but that doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's information he left, he's not coming back. I don't know what's going on, but I don't hear a thing. So I just hope I hope he comes back. What was going on? I thought so. So the boys are on the outside of the backyard fence, and and Holly and Arlo, Gidget, and Dixie are on the inside of the fence, and I thought they might get to playing through the fence, and that gets some excitement going. I'm glad you're back, because I was kind of stuck there for a second.
Are you?
So, I was talking about how anybody can make a channel and share their ideas, because we all have ideas and they're all different. That
That's right.
doesn't mean they're factual.
Correct. Oh, I'm running out of breath.
Can I show my quilt?
This
We'll
one?
show it like this. That's about if we start getting it up. Speaking of quilts, if
Got
you
little
guys
chickens on it.
saw my last video, then you saw that I went to So Charming Quilt Shop here in Clanton, Alabama, that because of a lot of you who voted, they were nominated the best quilt shop in the entire world. That is fantastic. And I'm so, so, so proud of them. I told Penny, I said, I'm being completely honest. When I say that this shop has it all. I don't quilt, but I've been in there when a lot of people that do come in there, and she's got what they need.
It's a pretty popular spot.
And here, if she doesn't have it, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
she will get it for you.
That also reminds me, the jacket, my Swank Cowboy.
Yeah.
That you got me.
Yeah.
And you said we don't know if she shipped or not.
Yes.
And that was Suits Me.
Yeah, Suits Me
Men's
men's
shop
clothing store
in Clanton. Y'all remember that? Well, she does ship. So, and she's on her she don't have a website.
She does it
everything's
through
on
Facebook.
So
See if
she
I can
uses
find her
Facebook.
page and I'll show it to y'all.
I meant to say that in the last slide, but she does ship.
I'm not gonna be able to find
Find
it.
it.
I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. That's not
Oh
right.
goodness.
So anyway, it's SUITS, Suits Me,
Mm-hmm.
and she posts a lot of her stuff on James Spann's live right now.
Yeah.
A lot of her stuff on Facebook, and if you see a size that you want, she will indeed ship it to you. And you know, after I showed that jacket, I got to thinking that I need to show y'all that store because it's pretty fantastic too.
It's a cute little store.
I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out. I wish I could go everywhere that we love and just.
I need to.
Well, my gracious, if I start now, I won't be finished by 2027.
Work it in. You could do Rustic Relics.
I love Rustic Relics.
What's
I
it-
love that Cakes by Sue. I think that place is fantastic.
It is.
Because you can see them making the cakes.
Mhm.
And they ship the cakes off to grocery stores all over the Southeast.
So we were in Rustic Relics yesterday, and you gone to the feed store,
Yeah.
which is right almost next door to Rustic Relics. And I think this is in downtown Clanton. It's the little cute downtown area. What you think of a downtown area to me? A small rural downtown area.
Yeah, with the old buildings.
It
and
is.
just, you know, the charm of the
Mhm.
old tall buildings that's not modern looking at
That's
all.
right.
It's real.
That's right. And it's just so pretty, and all the shops, and it's all local stuff, and we love going there. And one place we like to go is Rusted Relics, and then of course our feed store that we use, Jones, is almost right next door. And so we're in Rusted Relics, and I'm walking through. Me and Mary Carl walking through looking for stuff, and two ladies walked up and said, Jason. I said, yeah. Well, they were fans, and they were debating on speaking to me or not. They were debating on it. And finally, one of them said, speak to them. They like it when you acknowledge them. Speak to them. And listen, if you ever see us in public, don't think we're going to be upset. Don't ever think that. We love when you guys reach out to us and talk to us. And we love talking to y'all. So if you ever see us in public, absolutely. Don't be afraid or shy or anything like that. We like talking to you guys, but they didn't stop there.
No, I didn't get to meet those ladies because I had gone to the feed store.
Mm-hmm.
So I get back and I walk in the store and I saw I actually spoke to the man first.
Did you?
Yes, there was a man and his wife, and he was looking. And I still don't know what it was, but I didn't let him know I didn't know what it was. It was an anvil. What?
Oh yeah.
What is that?
That's for the blacksmith we used to, like, if he was forging.
You
or
know what
like
I
that,
thought it
he would
was?
boom, boom, boom. Thanks, Sandra.
You know what I thought it was, Jason?
What?
I thought it was some huge fire dogs. That's what they call them. Because it was two of them and they were side by side.
So if a blacksmith's working metal, hammering metal when it's hot, shaping it, that's what they set the metal on and get their hammer and shape it up.
I didn't have it in me to tell him I didn't know what it was.
And they'll bend it with certain, that's what it's all for. Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, so a gentleman and I were standing there and we're looking down at this thing. And he said, I sure would like to have one of them. And I said, well, what would you? No, I said, well, get it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, it's $500.
It was expensive.
And the one beside it was $450. And so my thoughts were, those are fire dogs. And that is Southern slang for what you put your wood on in a fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, why are they selling these fire dogs separately? And one of them's $450 and one of them's $500. And it said anvil, and you would think if I went to school, I would know what that was. But I didn't know what it was. My mind wasn't working. And I said, well, you know what? Maybe one day you can get one of those. And the wife comes over and she says, he don't need that. And he just wants it to collect it. Mm-hmm. And so I said, yeah, we all want some. And anyway, long story short, she tells me that they have been fans forever.
Yeah.
And she wasn't going to tell me that. because we were standing there talking, and she had lived in Fulton County. She had lived in Prattville. They currently live in Millbrook.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, her story really hit my heart.
Yeah.
They had gone through some bad times, but I was so glad that she spoke to me, because here I am carrying on a conversation with her husband about what I thought was fire dogs, and I never told him I didn't know what it was. I told him, I know what I told him. I'd help him get it to the car.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you pick it up and I'll help you. And I said, I looked at it and I said, I don't think that's going to happen. Because it was a hunk of metal about like this.
No telling. Somebody said they're used to drop on the Roadrunner's head. That is true.
A Roadrunner's head.
Mm-hmm. You never watched Roadrunner? Wile E. Coyote?
Uh-uh.
You never watched that? The Roadrunner cartoon?
Uh-uh.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
You have no idea what
Jason,
the Roadrunner.
I know what a Roadrunner is. They live out in the Southwest. It's a bird, but I've never watched the Roadrunner cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it today. You're gonna be watching Ryan Hall. I've never seen it. I think it was before my time. No, I don't know. I'm sorry. Dropped it on his head. Why would he drop that on his head?
I cannot believe you've never seen a Roadrunner.
Uh-uh. I've seen a Roadrunner bird on eBird.
Not the cartoon.
No. Well, if it helps you, I bet you Zoe hadn't either. I mean, Zoe's a good bit younger than me, but I bet she hadn't.
He goes, beep, beep.
So that's why you said every time I said beep, 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 beep to the emus, Roadrunner?
Yeah, Roadrunner.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes it's better to just not ask.
You know who Bugs Bunny is,
See,
right?
Zoe don't know. I know who Bugs Bunny is, yeah.
It's the same thing. The Roadrunner would come on during the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
During it?
Yeah, they'd have when you watch Bugs Bunny, it wasn't a 30-minute long cartoon. It would be little.
Oh, well, I don't know. I only know who Bugs Bunny is. Okay. So the man did not purchase the anvil, and it's still there. So that's Arlo scratching. So one day he maybe can go back and get his collector's piece and drop it on a Roadrunner's head if that's what his intentions are. I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm always excited to meet somebody, because I like to talk to just people, whether they're fans or not. And then when they tell us, well, I've been following you for years, I was like, well, here I am talking. And the husband didn't know who I was. She said, that little family that I always watch and I talk about, and they got the daughter, Mary Carl. And I tell you, sometimes I'm watching that little family from Clinton. Oh, the one with all the animals. That's what he said.
The one with all the animals.
Yeah. So she got to see Mary Carl, and Mary Carl's one of her favorites here. So it was a good thing.
It was a good thing. It was a good thing.
It was a good thing. They got to have their grandson for the weekend, and he's 17.
Okay.
And he's a good kid. So they were getting him out from school at 3:00 to take him back to their house. Go ahead.
I've been dying to try these. I almost opened them up yesterday.
So I'm usually the one that goes to the post office, because I make the grocery runs and, stuff like that. So I go do our pickup, and there was a note in the box, and it's usually, this is in a locker. I don't know why it wasn't.
Yeah, it is.
I thought, well, we got a big package from somebody, but it was a big package, but it usually is not for behind the counter. Show what it was, Jason.
So y'all know our friends over there at Stone Hollow been sending us their pickles and jellies of the month. And
it's a subscription, obviously.
Yeah. And so the pickles have kind of been like condiments. Like, not condiment. Yeah. Like
hors d'oeuvres.
Like you put on a sandwich, or it's something you don't eat alone, stand alone. You know what I mean? But not today.
That adventures with me and T put it there if you want to put it up so people can see it. The Stone Hollow.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I didn't know if you want to put it up.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
This one is fresh from the garden pickles. And I see there's several types of vegetables in here. Peas, snap beans, carrots.
It looks like asparagus too, is it? Is that asparagus or is that a
I
bean?
think it's a bean.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to try these. Let me tell y'all. So
They've been sitting on the bar unopened because
y'all gonna hear it pop.
we got to try it for the real. I mean, you need that jar opener, don't you?
No, I was waiting for you to say something.
Oh,
There it went.
there it goes. Smell them. Let me smell them. I gotta smell it. That smells good.
Doesn't smell good. I'm gonna grab this one right here.
That's a good. You
I
didn't
didn't
get any
grab a fork.
napkins, did
I
you?
didn't get a napkin. I got paper towels over there.
You go get the paper towels. Because if
You
I
get
get
us
up,
two
Dee
out.
Dee's gonna get up. No, I don't. You don't have a fork though.
No, I just got a spoon.
I'm gonna let you pick it up because my hands have been on Dee Dee. A roll of paper towels upstairs. So I'm not gonna tell you what I want. You just pick me one.
I'm just gonna pick one that's
Easy to get to.
They don't, none of them are easy. I needed a fork. Here we go.
Weren't thinking, were we?
Oh man, that wind's kicking. Ain't you hear
It
it?
is picking up. Let me put one.
You want this
under.
one?
That's fine. Whatever you don't want, I'll eat. It's the
Yeah,
carrot.
good. That's a carrot. If you don't want a carrot, now I'll get you a squash. I think that's a squash.
Here,
Got
it's
it?
me that's gonna eat this one. So,
Okay.
I broke it off. That's not a squash.
What
I
is
think
it?
it's a pickle.
That's a squash.
It's good. I know what we're gonna be doing this summer.
Oh wow,
That's good.
that's very good.
All right, let's try this one.
I'm a pickle connoisseur. I love pickles.
That is the right consistency, the right texture.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. What is it fennel? Some herb is it's not overpowering, but
It's got fennel in it.
I taste a lot of something.
That's really good.
Man,
I want to try a bean now.
I know that this jar will be gone.
I won't ever get
He's
it.
He's gonna be watching the here, just pull it out.
I
right
couldn't
there.
get it.
Oh, okay.
You can't get it either.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I was holding it like it was a worm.
I'm good. I'm good. I'll eat that whole jar.
It's not a deal. It's not deal.
Some more vinegar. Well, it's all got vinegar in it. But
It's like fennel, I think. It's
I wonder if they
good.
got their ingredients.
Oh, I won't be able to see it if it does. That's really good.
Isn't that good?
They came from Stone Hollow Farmstead.
Yep, and they do ship too.
They do ship. They're in Birmingham, in the heart of Birmingham. So,
and they make these themselves. And this is what we love about them. They support local farms. So all this stuff is going to come from a local farm somewhere
that's right.
in Alabama.
And at their store, they sell eggs from a local
Mhm.
farmer, milk from a local farmer. It's just all focused around.
It is. It's
Local.
so awesome. So awesome.
There you go.
All right. So this is their jelly jam of the month, and it is blueberry, lemon, verbena preserves.
And it's most of what comes in these subscription boxes is a little something that's kind of outside the box. A little something you couldn't buy at the grocery store, I would say. I hear you.
That's been the best.
It looks like it has some berries in it, does it?
Blueberries.
Oh, blueberry. Okay.
That one's good.
Blueberry. I thought it said strawberry. I was like, well, why is it blue? Oh my goodness.
That's good.
Oh my goodness.
That one's really good.
Okay. That might be my favorite of the preserves that we've had so far.
That's the best box yet. The pickles and
That's good.
and the preserves there. That's good.
They're very clever to have thought of that gift box. And now, I don't know. I went to their website recently because I was trying. Their feed comes up, and they were talking about how they have a dahlia farm.
Yeah.
And they sell, I don't know how to say that either, tubers
Mm-hmm.
at their farm at a
Mhm.
certain time of the year. And so I noticed that during their subscription boxes, I don't know if you have a choice, but there's 2 different things that you could receive.
Yeah, there's 2 different ones.
So I don't know if you can choose that one.
I'm not
or-
for sure how that works.
I don't know either, but I know it's good. I know everything we've tried has been good.
It has really been good.
And it's all so different.
We're going to do some pickles this year. I'm growing 2 different types of cucumbers this year.
And we're growing 4 different kinds of corn.
Yes.
4 different kinds of corn. We're going to try to figure out which is our favorite because it's been a minute since we grew corn.
And I'm going to do it in successions. I'm not going to plant the corn all at one time.
No, we can plant one crop of one kind.
And
Let it go.
Wait a week or 2 and then plant another one and then another one and then another one. And that way we're not.
Last year they invited us to their Dahlia Festival or
Mhm.
something. You have to buy tickets for it, and they need to know in advance because it's like a dinner
Mhm.
and a wine tasting. And I can't do wine. I can't do no wine tasting, but I can do the. I can taste all the preserves they want me to, but I can't taste the wine. I just don't like it. But we missed the festival. I can't remember what was going on, but if you're in the area, that may be something that you want to. I don't know if they have a YouTube channel or not. Do they, Jason?
I don't know. I wanted to read this though. It says, "We believe in local farming community. All."
You
I
can.
gotta put my glasses. Actually, I gotta take my glasses off. It says, all produce is grown by Stone Hollow or by farmers we know by name to ensure your family taste buds get the very best."
Yo, they haven't done anything in a year.
But they do have a YouTube channel.
They do have a YouTube channel, and it's about their two
I see their
dahlias. Videos are dahlias. So it's
they're only short though. They're only 14 seconds.
Well, I guess we could show the video then, huh? Can I play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably would have done the other one. It was a bigger flower.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna X that out. All right. So how do I make it big on my screen?
You gotta turn it sideways.
So that's their dahlia farm. And you can see it's beautiful.
That's a lot of flowers.
That's
right
a
there.
lot and a lot of work.
Isn't it though? Goodness gracious.
So they haven't done anything in a year. But if you blow them up, maybe they'll get back on it. Maybe they'll start making videos.
They only got 3 videos.
Yeah, they only got 3 videos. One of them's 2 years ago, and 2 of them are 1 year ago. Let's see what that one is.
That one's 2 minutes long.
Oh, it's field notes.
That's a tour. That looks like a tour of their farm.
But that's their YouTube channel, and their Facebook is the same, Stone Hollow Farmstead.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been kind of like we've always liked the place. Before we had a YouTube channel,
Mhm.
we liked it, and it just they work hard. And when somebody works hard, they're usually successful. I say usually. A lot of people work hard and they aren't successful, but luckily these ladies are, and we just like to support people that support local.
Yeah, it's a cool store. Cool shop.
That's right. That is right. Jacqueline sometimes sends me things to talk about during the live, but I just so happened to see that picture come through on my
She
text.
going to work too.
I guess so.
She going with Tony.
I'm not telling y'all who that is, but it looks like it might be Alabama Power's newest employee. I hope she goes through some certification before she goes to work, because I'd hate for her to touch something she don't know.
Tracy said that she ordered the pickled yellow squash, but hasn't tasted it yet. Well, if it was
Get it out,
good.
girl.
It was
Taste it with
good.
us.
Man, it is some kind of good.
Everybody's wanting you to show me the coyote.
Wile E. Coyote?
I don't know if they mean now or later.
Oh, I can do it now. Let's see here. Anyways, so the concept is the coyote wants the roadrunner for food.
Okay.
So he's always
Which
chasing
is legit.
him. He's always chasing him.
I just
But
thought
the
of something.
roadrunner is always 5 steps ahead of the coyote. And the
Oh,
coyote never, ever, ever gets the roadrunner. And he comes up with these crazy schemes, like dropping an anvil on the roadrunner's head to get the roadrunner, but always backfires.
Hmm.
Always. And that's the concept.
I just thought of something.
What?
A crazy dream I had last night. It was so real, y'all. I was across the street in Mr. Butch's pasture, and I would have never remembered this had you not said it. Oh my gracious. I was sleeping so good. The cows were running. They were running. They were all running.
Yep.
And a coyote what do you call it? Herd of coyotes? Pack of coyotes.
Pack.
They're chasing the cows, and they're about to get a calf, and I'm just screaming, "Oh no, no, no!" because I couldn't do anything. Here comes Snow White out of nowhere with tripod and the baby, and they get on that coyote and they whip him. It was so real, and I never, ever, ever would have thought of that. And I was pleading with Snow White, please don't get hurt. And I'm watching from the fence. Please don't get hurt. And he's stomping him. Because by the time I don't know why there was only one at that point, because there was a pack to begin with. The pack left, obviously.
It disappeared.
It was so
They got
real.
scared.
It was so real.
They got scared. They got scared.
What a dream.
I see people asking about Tater hadn't had her baby yet.
No. Tater's hanging out for the bad, bad weather.
And just true story video that I posted yesterday. And this happens from time to time, and sometimes more times than not. So my video was going to be about Brooke going to get the floor for the new Eggmobile. So as I'm videoing, and y'all saw it in the background, Moody and Mildred, started dancing. And
you couldn't leave it out.
Well, I couldn't leave it out, and that kind of changed the whole parameters of my video. But that was totally unexpected. I mean, it really caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting that at all. But before that happened, he was sitting over there with his head laying on her. And that should have let me know then, but I didn't pay much attention to it at the time. But
yesterday he was still doing that. I was back yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
This was recorded Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday's when I went to Atlanta, and Thursday's when Jason saw Moody and Mildred.
Right.
But yesterday, he usually is only one day, and she's done, and he's done with her. But yesterday, he was still her husband, and Tater was like, "I sure am glad. Leave me alone." Not that Tater goes in heat, because she doesn't, but he follows her around most of the time. They're like peas and carrots, unless Mildred's in heat. And when Mildred's in heat, he's Mildred's girl.
Yeah.
And Mildred loves him.
Mm-hmm.
It's more the heifer than it is the steer in our occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes she wants him to follow her as bad as he wants to follow her.
Yeah, it was that was a little surprising.
Yeah, kind of disappointing to me, because Jason reached out to me and said, "Do you know when Mildred's supposed to go in heat?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I do. Why?" Because I knew then when he said when. I had it in my phone. I had a sticky note on the counter. I said, "I got a sticky note on the counter." Well, I'm outside. So I told him the dates. And I knew that Mr. Ferdinand had not done his job. But
unless it's just some hormone things, and
no,
she's not in heat. But
she's in heat.
I'm pretty sure she's in heat.
She's in heat. It's the same thing every time. And it just so happens that she's in the window of when she should be in heat.
Ferdinand's cowboy boots, he needs to get some that are a couple of about 2-3 inches taller.
Mary Carl doesn't mind wearing those shoes with the big heels.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, she just got some the other day.
And platform shoes.
Sent them to Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
And Catherine said, "You know what? We should take turns wearing these to see who walks the best." And I said, "Well, I'm out before I ever get started. So you win. I'm just going to hand it over."
Oh, isn't it funny how platform shoes are making a comeback?
Yeah. Mary Carl loves her.
She loves
style. And I'm like, "Mary Carl, how can you wear those all day long?" "Mama, I do it every day." I mean, she goes birding and stuff with a not like a heel that you're thinking of, not like a heel that you would wear at a corporate job, like a
It's platform shoes.
yeah. That there we go. That's all that needs to be said.
Reminds me of a movie that I'm gonna have to show her, and it's a guy, and he's
Hey,
all
Tracy. I'm sorry.
okay.
Tracy, Just Dig It Farms
Hey,
is on
Tracy.
here.
He's all did out in his 70s attire. I mean, he's got the the suit and everything, and he's wearing platform shoes, and it's over exaggerated. It's a comedy, and his platform shoes are fish bowls. It's like,
What is the movie?
is it I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? Is that the movie? I think that might be the movie.
See,
think
that
I'll find
that
it.
kind of comedy I can't deal with.
It's totally slapstick.
I cannot deal with it. It just gets on my nerves.
But I bet I can find that clip and I have to show it to her. She'll think that's funny. But his aquariums, his glass platform shoes do break and the fish go out. And
I'd much rather be cleaning out a stall than watching that. So yeah,
Pee Wee Herman did have platform shoes too.
yeah.
So.
Now I like Pee Wee Herman. I don't know why I like that, and I don't like other stuff.
Yep.
But I was also a kid then when I watched it. If I watched
That's
it
true.
now, I might say,
Yep. That is it. Yes, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Okay.
How do I remember that?
I don't know because
But I can't
he
remember my
forgot
birthday.
about the live this morning.
That is just crazy.
You remember your birthday because you can be 50. Half a century.
Half a century.
Coming up, y'all.
It is coming up.
March the 28th. And I did go to Atlanta, Georgia with Mary Carl to get some
The metal.
expanded metal
Mhm.
for the bottom of the coop. It was such a price difference in what I could get here. I called around to all the steel suppliers here in the state, and it was such a good deal. Yes, I spent money and gas to get there. Yes, I spent time to get there.
It was pretty much half off per piece.
I got to spend time with my girl, and she got to do some things that she had wanted to do. So it made it a worthwhile trip. And now she's found some places that she likes and wants to go back to Atlanta sooner than later.
Yep.
Except next time I'm spending the night.
So I did the math. You pretty much saved $375 on the metal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you put the Cog Hill Children's Channel on YouTube Kids? You can't. Beth, it's YouTube won't approve it.
YouTube automatically does it, and it's hard to get on there because they're extremely strict. And there's no application, there's nothing I can do. It's just eventually one day it may or may not pop up on there. I wish I could. I absolutely wish I could.
If it was something we could do on our end, we would have done it a long time ago.
Yep.
And I may even have myself a channel if that was the case, but it's not an easy process.
It's not an easy process whatsoever. And some channels are on there and I have no idea why.
Yeah.
No idea why they're on there.
Well, it may be that they were done before the strict stuff happened and they can't go through and weed those out.
You would think the algorithm or the artificial intelligence could do that pretty quick, but I don't know. Anyways.
So Mary Carl and I found a part of Atlanta that it was the hippie vibe, the vintage vibe.
Yeah.
And she was just she was loving it. So, Mama, can I just go by that store one more time before we go to the truck? Mary Carl, what do you want? I just want to look at the jewelry. And we had a bag in our hand. And I said, okay. I said, you promise me you're not going to go try on stuff and look throughout the store? No, Mama, I'm not going any further than the counter at the front. And I said, Mary Carl, it is 4:19 is what time it was. Atlanta time. I said, we have got to get on the road because if you guys know anything about big cities, 5 o'clock traffic's not where you want to be.
No.
So 4:19 was cutting it a little close, and we had to make another stop. And so I said, okay. I'm thinking to myself, it really doesn't matter what time I get home, but I don't want to sit in 10 hours of traffic. And so we did. We stopped in the store and she looked and we got on the way. So it was 4:45 when we left Atlanta. And I was so surprised to see that the traffic that was leaving Atlanta was not that bad. The traffic that was going back towards Noonan, Georgia was not that bad, but the traffic like going into Atlanta at that time was unreal.
And that's crazy.
So let me tell y'all this.
That is crazy.
So we're driving along and we're on the streets are kind of narrow when you get down in this area where we were. And Mary Carl's looking out the window and, just enjoying everything. And boom, I said, Mary Carl, what was that? And she said, it was a bus, Mama. I've been looking at that bus thinking how wide it was. And that bus's mirror hit our mirror. And I said, what? And I looked I was driving the truck because we went and got the metal. I looked at the truck's mirror and it was folded in. And I said, do you know how close that was? It was nothing to do with us. It was that bus was so wide. And she said, Mama, that bus was full of people too. And I'm sure they said the same thing. What was that noise? I was glad to get out of there. It wouldn't have been so bad if I'd been driving the Subaru, but driving that truck, yeah, it was a little, and then I had to park it, and the parking spot was this big, and the truck was this big. That was kind of tough too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I backed in the parking spot. I said, Mary Carl, can I go back any further? And she got out and looked, and she said, Mama, you can't back up anymore. There was like a wrought iron fence behind us, and my metal was in it.
Yeah, that ain't for me at all.
Yeah.
That ain't for me.
I mentioned going to Atlanta to get the metal, and asked Jason if he wanted to go, and he said, do I need to? And I said, no, you can, we can go on a day where you don't have to be at home, or you can go with us. I really don't want to go.
I really don't want to
ain't
go.
his thing. That would make him nervous like the weather.
I saw somebody on Facebook ask what was the name of the place where the jams came from, and it is Stone Hollow Farmstead. Yep. I watch Flipper too. I like Flipper.
I like Flipper. No, that was not comedy.
I mentioned Facebook. I got to show you guys this because this is comical. And this is why we don't post our videos on Facebook anymore too, right here. So I had a video that I posted on November 6th on Facebook. And all the music, I get a lot of questions about the music that I use. I pay for that music. I pay to have a license to use that music. And it's a company called Artlist is the one I use. And there's a couple of companies out there. And so you pay for the rights of that music. Otherwise, you'll get a copyright claim. And then you'll have to share the revenue with the person that's filed a copyright claim on you. And so I told y'all how Facebook, every 28 days, I have to go in and I have to submit a dispute on all the copyright claims on my videos. And it's every 28 days. Every 28 days. YouTube's not like that whatsoever. Their system's just a lot better. Facebook's not like that. So I just finally got tired of doing it. So I don't do it anymore. And I just quit posting my videos on there. Well, here's the video I posted November 6th. Okay. November 6th. So what I'm fixing to show you was March the 1st. So you got November, December, January, February. 4 months. Right here. I'm scrolling through. Look at this. Those are copyright claims on that one video. It's 42 in 4 months. So it's getting 10 copyright claims every month, pretty much. So that's 10 different companies claiming they own the rights to the music that I put in that video every month. That is
and in order
look at
to
it going.
and
That's all copyright claims. So if I wanted to dispute that, I'll have to go through every single one of these and file a dispute. And I have to type it all out and explain that I own the rights to the music and show them my license. That's one video right there.
There it is. It's the end.
42. And then I'll get 10 or 12 more next month on that one video. And you think about how many videos I post. So yeah, it got where it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's not even, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So that's why we ask you guys, if you can, to just go to YouTube and watch the videos, because it's too much. It's just too much.
Crazy. It is a nightmare. Somebody says that. It is absolute. You would spend 3 to 4 hours a day
Trying to fix it.
Well, to fix it, yeah.
To make 20 cents.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tracy said she lived in Atlanta when she was 19. She went to college.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I got scared when Mary Cross saw Atlanta for the first time. Well, not the first time. I mean, we've been to the aquarium. We've been to the Atlanta Zoo. We've been to, where else have we been, Jason? We've been to all those kitty things in Atlanta. I mean, I'm not saying the aquarium's just kitty. I enjoyed it myself, but this is the first time she's ever been like shopping in Atlanta.
Right.
And I told Jason, I said, I think Mary Carl might move to Atlanta after she graduates. And Jason sent me back these big old eyes.
Oh,
and he said, I would have never thought that. And I said, she's in love. She just, the people were like her. She felt comfortable. She ain't going to move to Atlanta, but that was in my mind.
Right.
Oh, goodness gracious. So Tracy, maybe you need to have a conversation with Mary Carl just to reinforce that she doesn't need to move to Atlanta. I mean, what does she do what she wants to?
That's right.
It worries me. It worries me. All right. I will talk about the update on my medication on tomorrow's video. It's not going to be all about that. I just will give you an update as to what's going on. Or I can talk about it now. It don't matter to me.
Well, I mentioned it in my video too. That we did get some good news on your medication, but if you want to go into more details as to why, you can, or whatever you want to do.
I think I'll just talk about it.
But we did get good news on it.
Well, it's better news. It's not good news. It's better news.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I better just talk about it.
Happy birthday, Susan.
Tomorrow's video. I haven't recorded it yet, so we'll go over that. Yes, Tracy, pray for everybody's safety throughout the storms today, including you and Jean and everybody else that's in the path. We don't want any damage from anywhere.
What's surreal right now is the wind's blowing pretty good, but it is blue skies and just the sun shining, and oh man.
And the grass is green, and the temperatures heat up the storms.
I do want to say something. I know we got bad weather coming and all that, but today's the day. I did mine yesterday because we had the rain coming, but I could have done it today. But we're in Alabama, zone 8A, 8B. But this is when you want to start fertilizing your roses. So you got some rain coming or anything like that. Now's the time for us in those zones. I don't know if it's the same for 7, and I just don't know. But
just go over and follow Tracy.
She can tell you more. And
Tracy can tell you more about it.
But now's the time to fertilize your roses
in Alabama.
And I will do mine. I do mine almost every 4 weeks, but I don't use a high power fertilizer. I use the Rose Tone, and it's fairly low. The fertilizer is a very low level, so it's not high. It's not going to burn anything up. So,
well, I got to show something before we go, and I got tickled because somebody thinks this is a pig, not a bear, but it's actually a bear. It's a Beanie Baby, and it's the Alabama Beanie Baby. And somebody sent this to us many moons ago, and we stuck
it up there when we was in the camper. Yeah. We were doing the live from the camper, and back then we didn't have anything. It was just a window, so we thought, well, we'll just stick it up there so we won't be just a window. And when we moved in here, we didn't put it up, and everybody was like, well, where's the bear? I was like, gosh, I didn't know the teddy bear had made such a was such a staple of the
Michael
background.
P.
What's up, Mike?
Michael's staying in a hotel tonight for his family's safety, and we are so glad.
So glad.
We want everybody to be safe. If it means spending the night in a shelter that's nearby you, do what works, because your safety is utmost importance. And we love that bear too.
Yep.
I'm all over the place.
You are all over the
I'm
place.
trying to figure out how I'm gonna.
It
The wind's picking up.
is picking up.
Thankful for a microphone, right?
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
couldn't record on a.
It's still the wind's like this. You can still hear it on the microphone.
So everybody remain safe as possible, and we hope for no damage anywhere.
As soon as the system passes through, and if we can, I'll try to give you guys an update whether what's going on. But
that's right.
We should have. We got a generator, so
yeah, we got a generator and we
Power's
got a
out.
storm shelter.
we got a
so
storm shelter.
If you don't have a storm shelter, please don't hesitate to find out where your local shelter is closest to you, because it could mean the difference in life and not life.
Or the interior
room of your house.
Interior room of your house.
That's right.
And helmets. This is the big one. This is what they're preaching now. The number one cause of injury or death in a tornado is head injuries.
Well,
the number one cause. And so they're all saying a helmet, football helmet, bicycle helmet, motorcycle helmet, baseball helmet, anything you can put on your head that can protect you is huge.
Yeah, and don't depend on tornado sirens.
That's the other one. Don't depend on outside tornado sirens.
I remember when I was little, Jason, my cousins were visiting, and we were at my Meemaw's house, and there was bad weather coming. And to this day, it worries me. She took the mattress off the bed and made us get in the hall and put that mattress over the top of us, and we sat there. I mean, it sounded bizarre then, and it stuck with me for a long time that she took the mattress off the bed and we got up under it. But it's not crazy.
No, it's not crazy.
It's not crazy at all, because she was protecting our heads. And Granddaddy and Shirley went through a tornado that destroyed their house, and they were in an interior bathroom. But one of Granddaddy's biggest injuries was a 2x4 falling and hit him in the head and knocked him out. And he had a big gash in the top of his head. And had he had a helmet or something, it would have protected his head.
Yep.
He still could have been knocked out, but without the contusion, at least.
That's right.
So you finished with your coffee?
Yep, I'm done.
All right. So we hope everybody stays safe. Remember that orders will get out as soon as Jacqueline and Zach can get them out. As soon
as, and I worry about them too in the weather. They're right in the line.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's and the Petals from the Past event is only one time this year. I saw Kirby's in Georgia.
Yes.
They didn't realize it was only one time.
Oh, yeah. September 20th.
September 20th will be the Petals meet and greet. And if y'all can plan to come, we would love to have you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting.
Somebody asked, if you don't listen for the outside weather sirens, how do you get notifications? And we got two ways. We actually have a weather radio that will go off when it's a warning, and
those things are so inexpensive nowadays.
They are.
It
will get you up. It will get you up. Trust me. And then both our phones also have alerts set on them. So if any alerts going on, luckily this is going to be, I'll be awake. This won't be at 3:00 in the morning. But
those weather radios can be a lifesaver.
Absolutely.
And they're like $20.
They're really inexpensive.
You can get them at your local drugstore usually. There's so many places that sell them.
That's right.
My weather radio died. Tanya, get you another one, girl.
Yep, you can. Ours plugs in the wall, but it does have the battery backup.
But it still could die, and if it does, we're getting another one.
That's right.
All right. So everybody stay safe, and we'll update when we can. And y'all be good.
Y'all be good.